for this month's edition of the Southside Festival series happening Saturday. Myeshia Jones and Diane Washington. Welcome back.
Hi, Bart.
Good to see both.
Good to be here.
Each month we're doing something special, one Saturday a month, and that's this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
What's the theme of this month's Summerfest series?
Yeah, so this month we are focusing, it's our Freedom Festival, and so we're going to be having amazing conversations around Black food sovereignty. And so that's the theme of this month. That's what all the conversations, we have a lot of new and exciting stuff happening at Summerfest for the first time surrounding Black food sovereignty. So we're really looking forward to it.
Well, the question that's even on your flyer, what is food sovereignty?
Yes. Diane, you want to answer that?
Well, Black food sovereignty is an opportunity for us as Blacks to have power over our own lives through healthy eating, healthy living, having gardens, growing healthy food, you know, just keeping ourselves free, you know, our own freedom to be able to be healthy and free in this community.
So as part of that, you're putting on panel discussion, and I think you're doing it two times on Saturday.
Yes, yes. Yeah, from 1 to 3 and from 4 to 5.
So who's participating in the discussion? Who are the experts you have lined up?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have, we're really excited about this. Obviously, we've been learning from local experts like Miss Diane Washington and different folks in our community the last couple of years that we've been really digging deep into food sovereignty and understanding what that means for us in our community. And so that's allowed us to take a couple trips around Michigan and up in Chicago. And so we've met a lot of great people, and we have some representatives, Malik Yakani and Tefren are coming from Detroit, and they have done amazing work in their own communities. We have a guest, Aaliyah, who's coming from Chicago, and then all of our other guests are local subject matter experts on Black food sovereignty. And so we're just gonna have a really robust conversation where we're just gonna learn, like, what does this mean?
And Diane, you have your own garden. That's something that you've been growing along with, I think you've expanded your footprint of your garden too, right?
Yes. Yes, we've been working on it from a while. We've gotten some lots from the city and then some on our own, but we have a memorial garden for veterans. We have our community gardens, and we also have our youth educational gardens. And we give our youth the opportunity to learn and educate through gardening as well. So we do a lot of different things in the garden.
Now you call this Black food sovereignty. So people might think Black food in terms of types of foods that are typical to African American history. Is that what, when you talk about Black food sovereignty, is that the definition?
There's some of it in that, but that's not the total thing. It's more empowering of our people, because Blacks have been, you know, disinvested in, and a lot of different things have happened to us in our community. And so this is our opportunity and our time to take a responsibility for our own lives, you know, to have our own freedom, to make our own decisions, you know, draw our own path.
So that's my ignorance. It's about access and affordability, availability, more so than specific types of foods.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's really important for us to acknowledge, you know, the intentional disinvestment that's happened when it comes to Black and brown folks and our health and our food system. And so when you think about, you know, even on the south side of Jackson, there's no fresh food available there. When you think about in the medical care, in the medical world, the folks who have the highest blood pressure and the highest at risk for heart disease are Black and brown folks. And so this food sovereignty is for everyone, but our focus is really on the Black and brown populations and creating that ownership and empowerment over our food and our food systems, taking back some of that control. When it comes to everything Diane said, everything you said, access, affordability, empowerment, the ability to go out into your backyard and pick your tomatoes, as opposed to having to go across town to the grocery store and maybe not having transportation or the funds available to purchase what you need.
All right, so be part of that panel on Saturday at 1 p.m. and again at 4 p.m.
Yes.
And the whole rest of the day is Freedom Fest.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Music, vendors, fun.
food.
Yes. Oh, and we do want to acknowledge everyone who comes to one of the conversations. There'll be a tent set up where these conversations are happening. They're going to get a free food buck, so then they get to take their food buck to a food vendor and they'll have a meal on us.
Right there, right on the spot.
Mhm, right on the spot.
I see some of the same vendors with food month to month, but you try to get in some new folks
Yes.
each time.
Everyone is welcome. If you have food, you have a specialty. We love food. We're talking about food sovereignty, ownership of our
we
food.
love food.
And so I think one of people's favorite things about Summerfest is coming to eat. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The first month was Black Arts, so we had a
Correct.
lot of artists, vendors at every one of them. There's a bunch of vendors and entertainment. You've got a DJ
Yes.
stage, and you're always open to welcome in new exhibitors, vendors, entertainers, artists.
Yes. And while this event focuses on Black food sovereignty is for everyone.
Yes, it is.
We hope that the entire community shows up. This event, these conversations are not just about Black and brown people, but it really helps to empower our entire community. So we want everyone to feel welcome to come and have a beautiful day, learn some new information, meet some new people, have some good food, and really just have a wonderful time at the event.
And I just want to say we also have some local people that are really coming to speak to us and tell us about some of the things that they're doing. Fred and Diane Parker and Miss Sharon Hurt. They also have our farmers and working in the community as well.
And we did the research to discover there is such a thing as a Black farming community in the state of Michigan.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You'd be surprised the things we just don't know. I think historically we've thought of farming as not really for us Black and brown people, when really our ancestors, we came from farming.
Yes,
you
we
know,
did.
that's how we lived and survived and traded. So food sovereignty is for everyone.
It
It
is.
really is.
Yeah.
Well, Diane, the YPOP garden seems to
Yes.
be very successful, so you must have a green thumb.
Well, yeah, a little bit, sort of. And then I have a lot of people that come out and volunteer and help us in the gardens as well. Some of the master gardeners have been coming out, people in the community. Our own Black Food Sovereignty team comes out and helps. So, and our youth, we have a wonderful youth program where we're actually paying young people to have a job, to work in the community and work in the gardens and give back as well.
I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Yes, absolutely. Me
Thanks
too.
thanks for all the work you and your team are putting into these great events all
Yes,
summer.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bart.
It's happening this Saturday, Southside Freedom Fest and Black Food Sovereignty, and it's at Elnora Mormon Plaza in Jackson. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Diane Washington and Myeshia Jones. And that's it. We're all out of time. Thanks to Diane and Myeshia, all our guests today.